always be that one small moment that can expose a much bigger conversation nobody really wants to have, right? Because what you're about to hear starts as immigration, but it just doesn't stay there.
The part that baffles me the most is that when the immigrants get to America, they have more of a hatred and disdain for black Americans than they do for the people who ruin their homeland. Bro, you never see immigrants get into it with white people, bro. Never. Like, don't talk to me like that. You ruined my homeland. You the reason I... Never, bro. You never see that, bro. They get into it with us. They call us every word in the book. Every race of people got a derogatory word for us. And then they turn around and claim unity when they get into it. Like, no, bro.
That question right there. It's not really even about immigrants. I think that's about energy, because what he's really asking is, why does the smoke always travel in one direction? Just always just one direction. Everybody hears that question, but nobody wants to sit in it long enough to answer it honestly. So instead, we move on. But while that conversation is floating in the air, something else is already happening.
I mean, the president's already set the priorities on immigration enforcement. So, we're going. First of all, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation. Well, that provides more resources for interior enforcement operations, which we plan on doing. We're doing it now. And of course, we've been sidelined just a little bit with the airports. President put me in charge of the airport. I said the airports, and that's worked out very well. But as that ramps down now, we'll put more agents in the field. You're going to see arrests go up. You're going to see more worksite enforcement operations coming. So you're going to see a ramp up in immigration enforcement in this country. That's what the American people voted for, and that's what the President Trump's going to give them.
See,
you bring up an interesting.
Now, this is where things get really real, because this isn't theory anymore. We're seeing action, more agents, more raids, more presence. And whether people like it or not, that changes the temperature in the entire country. Come on, y'all. How can you disagree with what's already lawful? I genuinely don't understand it. I try to break things down in practical terms, like, hey, if you walked in your house and somebody that you didn't know was there, what would be the first thing that you do? Oh, I got something else on my shirt and y'all weren't going to tell me? What is that? I know exactly what it is. It's my daughter's lollipop that she had earlier. Anywho, now it's not just talk online. I done lost my train of thought. It's showing up in real life, though. And what's crazy is the reaction to that isn't even consistent.
Flew out of LaGuardia Friday. I ain't see no TSA agents. ICE was doing everything. I mean, they were great, to be honest with you. Like, to be honest, like they were. And that for that particular terminal, I was flying out of LaGuardia. I forgot what terminal it was, but yeah, they were being extra nice, like Chick-fil-A workers. I was saying to myself, I'm like, there's no way in hell this is the same ICE agents that was on the streets of places like Minnesota with the mask on.
Yeah, these are those same ICE agents. But did y'all catch that? First of all, do you know who it came from? This is Charlemagne, who calls himself the God or whatever the case. We know. But yeah, this is him over here now saying that, hey, what he's seen inside of the airport isn't the fear-mongering that he partakes in pushing out. Same thing, different experience, right? Because now all of a sudden they were great. They were polite. They were smooth. So now the question becomes, is it the system or is it the moment you personally experienced? Because now people don't react to what something is. They react to how it felt to them. And at least he's being honest about how ICE is carrying themselves versus what the media is portraying them. But make no mistake, he's in no way, shape, or form giving Trump or ICE their credit or props in no way, shape, or form. And that's where everything starts to get blurred. Now into the politics, where nothing ever is what it really is.
So let's start there. The big, beautiful law will pay for ICE and Border Patrol. So you had pre-funding. Talk to me about that. Is there any jeopardy for that? And also, then what did Democrats get out of all of this?
Yeah, there was some wisdom in what we did last summer. We understood that
the radical base of the Democratic Party. And I shouldn't even say that anymore. This is the modern day Democratic Party. And they've shown their hand time and time again. But what they said even before Trump took office is, look, what we're about now is defunding the police and abolishing ICE. Those are two principles of our party now. And they have voted accordingly this entire year as it comes to funding for border security and immigration enforcement. They want to abolish ICE. They want to defund the police. And so we're left in a situation where even when we're trying to negotiate, we even give them what they wanted in terms of personnel changes, in terms of transparency, some mechanisms. And when we went back and said, okay, now let's move forward, fund DHS, by the way, the bipartisan bill you agreed to before, no. So when Chuck Schumer comes out and brags after we pushed forward the fully funding DHS aside from the prepaid funds for border security and immigration enforcement, and when he comes out and brags and said, our party held the line and did not fund border security and immigration enforcement, they have just announced to the American people that you can pull aside your veil, take off the blinders. This is the modern day Democratic Party. They are doing exactly what we used to always refer to as the radical side of that party. No. They are defunding police, and they want to abolish ICE. That's what this move has done. And so we, with President Trump, we have had to push forward a mechanism that we're going to come back in reconciliation and make sure that we are fortifying the funding moving forward for years for border security and for immigration enforcement. Otherwise, you're going to see what you're seeing in counties, sanctuary counties around this nation, where you're seeing these ticking time bombs go off and people are getting hurt.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get
Amen to
the
that.
story. I do want to.
Okay, so hold on, let me make sure I refresh this. Too much going on. My phone going off. So, Senator Ashley Moody erupts on traitor Democrats and Schumer trying to destroy America by defunding DHS. You know, they want to abolish ICE and defund the police. This is the moment. I mean, this is the modern Democrat Party. I have to agree. They just announced it to the American people, all the quotes that come from this. You know, but I mean, I totally get it, because on the Democratic side of things, they're trying to do the fear mongering. Everything is extreme. Everything is urgent, you know, because in politics, whoever controls the framing controls how people feel before they even think. And once people feel something strong enough, they stop asking questions. And then, of course, you know, Hollywood, it jumps in.
The Guizmo is still going around saying fuck ICE, fuck MAGA, and anybody that supports Donald Trump, which is weird because the majority of the country supports Donald Trump. Now, if you don't know who John is, he's the guy who played Luigi in that terrible live action Mario film in the 90s, something that we're going to completely forget about. However, John have not had the best successful film career. Now, over the last couple of years, he's been blaming Hollywood. Diversity and Latino diversity. He goes around acting like he's for Latino people, which I think is weird, because for a guy who has a minimum and barely scratching 1 million followers, with as many Latinos in the world, you only able to get 1 million followers and sustain 1 million followers? It's the diversity in Hollywood. At one point, he had a beef with the ones who runs Hollywood. And now he has a beef with Donald Trump and their followers. Let me tell you what's going on. I don't believe that John believed the shit that he's preaching. I really don't. He's a smart man. I know what you're doing, John. See, what you're doing is the same thing as D.L. Hughley doing. See, the career has not gone according to plan, and this is y'all moment, y'all final countdown to try to make something out of it. You understand that the ones that run Hollywood, the liberals of Hollywood, hates Donald Trump. And what better way to do is to please them to secure future gigs. That's what you're doing, man. Stop it. I know your game, man. See, what you're doing is you're trying to preach. I repeat, preach to the ones that really believe that, the mental illness, the mental, because here's the thing. John is damn near nobody. Literally. What better way, even though we understand that less than 1% of the country population actually hate Donald Trump, to him, that's something. If you're able to capitalize off that 1%, that's more than what he's capitalized off of in his previous career moments, okay? Stop the cap, man. Stop bullshitting, man. I can see you on a mile away in the shenanigans that you preaching. He got the audacity to go on Breakfast Club. Oh, it bothers me when I see black and Latino agents, ICE agents. What? It bothers you that these people have a job paying over $100,000 a year where the economy is not that great, mainly because wages is not paying people, that they're able to take care of their families? Is that what you're saying? Oh, the ICE agent in the airport is different from the ICE. Oh, it seems like they've been trained to handle situations better. John, I find it very hard to believe that you're stupid. I really do. What I think you're doing and what I believe you're doing is you're trying to build an image to capitalize off a certain amount of people, just enough people to sustain your lifestyle, to keep you relevant. More importantly, to open the doors of Hollywood, because your career has been tanking over what the hell has he been in? You know what? I did like the movie Empire. I like that movie. Was it because of him? No, I just liked the movie. That movie came out in 2001. What the hell have you been in, man? Come on. Before this whole situation started, nobody knew who the hell John was. Now he's going around like Rosie O'Donnell and Mark Ruffalo. Don't follow me. You only have 1 million followers. Who the hell? Latino people is not even following you. Latino people aren't even following you. Okay, John? Shut the hell up. This man these people are ridiculous. But more importantly, people, these people are willing to do anything and whatever and keep their mouth closed to be successful in Hollywood. It begs the question, with all the children being found in Hollywood and saved in Hollywood, if you're willing to do this, John, what did you keep your mouth closed? I don't know, from you seeing something catastrophic.
Yeah, this part always fascinates me because the loudest voices usually don't deal with the consequences of what they're saying. All right. It's easy to say abolish this or forget that when you're not the one living inside the outcome. So now in the conversation, it gets louder, but somehow less clear. And why would you think somebody might meet in the middle? Just a little bit.
President Trump's new order, as you know, to pay all Department of Homeland Security employees will provide welcome relief for these workers, especially the TSA workers. Do you give him any credit for that, Senator?
Real quick, what do y'all think he said? I'm gonna count to 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
No, we've been trying to do it for 3 weeks.
President Trump's
He said no. No explanation. Just one word. Well, he went on, but I'm gonna cut him off right there. No nuance, no acknowledgement, just no. And that right there, man, that's how conversations die. That's why we don't trust y'all. Schumer over here melting down. Look at the face. Just oh man, he looked like who did it and why. But yeah, man, these conversations die, and it's not because people disagree, but because nobody is even trying to meet in the other halfway anymore. Well, at least from the Democratic side, and they're trying to portray it like. So now, you got all of this happening at once. Questions nobody answers. Actions that changes everything. Experiences that don't match. Politics that inflame it. Celebrities that amplify it. And leaders who won't even entertain the other side. And somehow, we're supposed to pretend all of this is simple. It's not. But then again, maybe, just maybe, that's the point. So if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to write the word explain. Yeah, just explain. Schumer. Y'all be safe. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.